Okay, uh, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Two Poops in a Pod. This one is
Welcome.
episode 4. We might be a little bit lower energy today. Uh,
Yeah.
we we got back from a wild camping trip. Not even a camping trip, more
At
of like a
least,
sleepover. But like
yeah,
we
at
went, we
least
were camping for half of it, and we barely got any sleep. So
we'll be able to talk quite a lot about that thing. So
yeah,
which is good. So the thing that made me low energy is right now my brain my brain thinks it's a day later than it is. So do you know when you like do you know, so right now it's Sunday, but my brain thinks it's a Monday morning. So it's just kind of weird. Has that ever happened to you, Mushi?
that has not happened to me. I don't.
When
Not
you're
that I know of it. It's not
when
that I
your brain
remember.
just when your brain just thinks it's the morning when it isn't. It's very weird and it's not fun.
I'm
'Cause,
sure that's happened to me before, eventually, but I can't think of a specific time.
mm, because the thing is, I got like food poisoning, so I got really really tired.
Yeah, should we tell
And
that story first, just to get us
yeah,
started?
yeah.
All right,
So
so
the reason I slept so much is I ate a bad nectarine that was rotten. I don't know what it was, but it was not good for sure. And and then I got food poisoning. I had and it was not fun for a while. I had headaches and I just did not feel good. And the worst part was that we went on a really big and ambitious camping trip
mhm.
while that was happening, which was not fun. And I got really really cold on it and really really tired. So when I got back from church this Sunday, Wushi, I slept for 5 hours, or like just a while, and yeah,
Yeah, I still
that's where
haven't
we are
slept
now.
since getting back home.
Mm.
We just got back from this today, by the way, as of
Yeah,
recording
that
this.
was this morning.
So
That was fun though.
that was a lot of fun. I'm glad it happened, but we were terribly underprepared, and it was a bad idea.
There's a lot of stuff we could talk about with that. For some reason,
Yeah.
I can't remember anything else from the sleepover but that camping trip right now.
I mean, that was pretty much when like everything got wild.
Yeah.
That was the whole tiring part.
So then
That
we left, and then that's when I started to not feel good, and so we set up our tent, which was a pretty stressful thing. Then and then we kind of just tried. Some of us tried to go to sleep. They watched the Angry Birds movie while some of us were trying to sleep, and it was so cold. This the host of the sleepover was like, he just did not bring very many
he
things. I'm not
thought
gonna get mad
he
at him.
thought it would be warmer out because it's the summer, but
Yeah,
that's not exactly how it goes during the night. So there was like 3 really thin blankets. There was 6 people, by the way. There wasn't even enough for everyone. even if
yeah,
even if it was warm out, not everyone would get a blanket.
and they were like those small blankets. If they were like big ones, like the ones that can only use one to sleep, then it makes sense. But
Hmm.
they were like 3 small ones, and I was
Like
so cold.
barely even fit a whole person. It didn't. I had a whole blanket and it didn't fit me. Like it had to either
Oh
cover
yeah,
my
yeah,
upper body or lower body.
yeah. I decided to cover my upper body since that was kind of more important to me.
Well, I managed to get my hands on a
I think
jacket, so I covered my lower body.
I thought about. I think part of the reason I think I realized the part of the reason it was so cold and windy is because we were near a river, the James River. We were near that, and the water in it just makes it colder. And we were in a field, so that made it worse too.
Yeah, it was also just a very very windy night. Like we kind of glossed over this, but that wind was intense. Like our tent actually just
Yes,
collapsed, and
our tent
we were.
broke in the middle of the night.
I mean, there was like the middle was still up, and it was being held up by a truck, so it wasn't gonna go completely flat on us, but an entire side was just completely collapsed.
Yeah, that was awful. And then I didn't know exactly what happened with the mountain lion thing, but apparently, one of our friends thought it would be. Wait, is this what happened? Did one of our friends think it would be a funny prank to pull on us?
Um.
Did you pull a
Okay.
prank on us?
So I don't. I
That's what
don't
I
know.
heard.
Well, the first time it was a prank. So, like he had like a speaker that he was playing music on, and he just decided to play like roaring noises to
Mhm.
spook us a bit. And he was the only one outside the tent. He was watching the fire. But the second time around, he actually did see something, but he didn't know if it was a mountain lion or what.
That's scary.
Mhm. But yeah, he was outside the tent for a good amount of time. He was like the adult of the group, like keeping us in check, keeping us alive. So
And he was just really experienced. He was one of those kind of guys who's just experienced at like everything.
yeah,
So yeah,
but yeah,
those kind of
I
guys are fun to be around.
I don't know what that animal he saw was like. It could have very well been a mountain lion, and that's kind of wacky to think about.
It is. If it was a mountain lion, that would have been so scary.
I mean, we at
Oh
least had like
man.
machetes in there, and we were inside a
Yeah,
tent.
that's true.
But
We had knives to fight it off with.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We had sharp objects. I'm sure that would have went well.
And then for whatever reason, that part was so crazy that I kind of forgot everything else that happened during the sleepover.
Yeah, I, I mean, I'm sure if I like dedicated my mind to it, I'd remember because I did have a lot of fun before that. But that part was just
Yeah,
like so memorable that it's hard to think of what else happened.
yeah. I
But
definitely can't say it was fun, but it was very memorable.
mm-hmm. Uh, and I guess anything before that isn't even like worth telling. Like we had fun, but it's not gonna be a good story, you know.
Yeah. Uh, do you want to move on to the first topic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, do you want to talk about? Let's talk about poop stories.
Poop stories.
Do you
So,
want to do that one? Or do
I
you want to
I
do the
put that
banger
topic
first?
in there because in the episode with James, I told like a poop horror story that I had experienced, and I wanted to hear if Muncher had any. So,
Ooh, what's the poop horror story? I'm excited to hear that. Yeah, I have quite a few actually. 3.
three. Let's hear them.
But
I've only.
okay. Yeah, it may be a little bit gross, but you didn't come to not be, but this is called poops, 2 poops in a pod, and you didn't come to not be grossed out. Well, maybe you did, but you know what I mean. It's called 2 poops in a pod. So, the first one is, so we were all at family camp. Me, Nick, and Eli guy were all at family camp. We were just chilling.
Mhm.
And then we were having a lot of fun in the bathroom. Like, that was like our main hangout spot for a lot of the camp. We just hung out there, did a lot of stuff there. And at one point in time, Nick and I peer pressured Elisha to poop in a urinal. And it was pretty funny.
I thought you. I've heard this story before. I thought you just like pooped in a random pipe in the ground.
Oh, that's a different one.
Oh.
That's another one
Oh,
I'll tell.
okay. Wait, so you
That's my third one.
wait, how many times have you peer pressured Elisha to poop in weird places?
Only twice that I can remember, but probably he's the most likely one to do it out of all of us, to be honest. It's
I
kind of
wouldn't
funny.
expect it to be him.
I mean, I might do it since it might be fun. So, then what happened is later, I don't know, my dad was just talking, and then he used that as a metaphor for something, pooping in a urinal. He was talking. I don't know, remember what he was talking about, but he was just mentioned that and mentioned how like some crazy person did it, and it was just kind of funny because like, oh yeah, me and Delisha were just like, oh yeah, and it was funny. Which is just funny. And the next one is a little grosser, but it's still kind of funny. So, you know how we go on vacation up to Wisconsin quite often?
Mhm.
So, one time someone had to use the bathroom, and then they forgot to flush before Wisconsin. So that poop just sat in there for like 2 whole weeks, and when we got back, there were crickets. There was creepy crawlies of every kind. The entire toilet was just so gross, and we had to like call a plumber because it was the most disgustingest thing ever. Oh, that one was crazy.
I'm
The
trying.
third one. Oh,
Go on.
go
Wait.
on.
Do you have any more?
Yeah, I have one more. The last one was Elisha pooping in a pipe.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't remember this one quite as well, but like, there was just a pipe at some lake we went to for family camp. Me, Nick, and Elisha,
Mm.
and then me and Nick peer pressured him to poop in the pipe, and it was like just a, do you know those like pipe things? He just pooped in there, and then someone would probably think, hey, there was probably a deer here or something. It was just Elisha. So that's the third
Yep,
one.
that's the one that I was
That's a
thinking of.
lot.
I didn't know you got into poop in a urinal too.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting one.
I'm trying to think if I have any. I mean, I have like, I've peed in a lot of places, but I don't poop anywhere
Okay,
other than the toilet, you know.
I want to hear some of your pee stories.
Well, one time when I was really, really young, I was thinking, what's the difference between like peeing in the trash can and peeing in the toilet? So then I peed in the trash can. My parents
Oh
took
man,
us in a room and asked who peed in the trash can. I said I didn't do it, and I had no idea how they knew that someone peed in the trash can.
that's so funny.
It wasn't like
I
it was a mini trash can next to the toilet. It wasn't like a kitchen trash can or wherever we would put it.
I mean, I probably peed in a lot of weird places when I was a kid, to be honest with you.
Surprisingly, I've never actually peed in the sink though. I have peed in the
Oh, I've done.
bathtub though and pretended it was a fountain. That was fun.
I've peed in the sink before.
Oh, let's hear that. How'd that go?
I don't know. It's not really a story, but it didn't. It actually went much better than I thought. For a while, I was convinced that the sink was more convenient than a toilet for peeing. Because it was not that bad. I got to admit to you.
You don't have to lift the seat up?
I remember when you were there and you did it too. Remember when we peed off that cliff though?
Oh, yep.
I
You
just
got
realized
way too close to that cliff.
Yeah. I mean, if someone caught us, we could have gotten in big trouble. We could have, like, got a fine or something if someone caught us there.
For peeing off a cliff?
Yeah.
Sure. I also pee off a bridge a lot on my walks. Like I mentioned last time, I like to go on daily walks, and I like to pee off the bridge because I walk across a bridge, and it's a pretty secluded area, so
I thought
what's
I
stopping
thought
me?
about some stories. I thought about some stories about the daily walk. Since walking out in the country, it's fun, but I have a lot of stories of just walking around town.
All right.
Because there's a lot of crazy places. Me and my brother often go on late night walks where we just walk around late at night, and so that's pretty fun. But the thing about walking in the country is you don't get as many crazy stories. And walking around town, there's quite a lot of crazy stuff that can happen that's quite interesting.
Mhm.
So there's been quite a bit of scary stuff from some stories that I don't quite like to, that aren't quite that interesting, but we've met quite a lot of drunk people that just followed us for a while at one point. And then another one, the one I wanted to mention here was when the police like thought we were doing something bad.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
I
we were
remember
walking-
that. I remember that from the last episode.
Yeah, I told them in the call afterwards. So the police were like, I was just walking around. So my brother used to work at Subway, and we decided to look in because he kind of wanted to see who was working there. It's just nostalgic for him overall. And so my brother we just decided to look in, and then a police car pulled up to us like, "Hey boys, what you guys doing?" And then we just answered exactly what we were doing, and we're honest. Elisha was really freaking out, but somehow I pulled my game together and looked as excited as possible. And so luckily he believed us, but I feel like it could have definitely gone wrong.
That is like the one downside, but also an upside to like going on walks in a smaller town. I mean, on one hand, I don't have scary experiences like that, but on the other hand, I don't get any cool stories from my walks.
Yeah, another one is we like witnessed a crime and then the police came. We witnessed a robbery. It was pretty scary, and then the police just came, and we just walked by it and was like, okay, that was pretty cool. And then another time we were just walking around town and we decided to go to Main Street, but there were just probably like 50 or 60 just drunk people partying down in Main Street, and it was crazy. And some of them were talking to us, and it was kind of scary, you know.
That's wild. I didn't know you experienced that much out in your walks. We just walked
today. Oh yeah, we've experienced a lot.
I mean,
there's a lot more crazy stuff than you think at night in town.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta be pretty fun, but
it is.
I'm sure I would get just a little bit sick of it if I was in that position. But you know, you get cool stories out of it, so it's all okay.
Yeah, and one other nice thing is, like, we've pretty much known almost all of our town, but sometimes we can just kind of walk around and see places we've never really seen before, which is kind of nice since we haven't been everywhere, but we can just kind of see places that we've never really seen in our town, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think now. Now it's just kind of stories in general, and I feel like it's a lot hard to come up with a story without it being like
That's
filtered.
True. Our brain is so crazy and weird and stuff.
Yeah.
But that was a good story.
That was, yeah.
How have your walks been lately?
They've been pretty good, you know. It's been a few days since I've gone on one because of like being away from home, but they've been good. As good as they usually are.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask where have you been, but then I remembered the sleepover.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
It was a good one. I'm glad it went down as it did.
That'll probably go down in history.
Yep.
That's definitely the worst camping experience I've ever had.
Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, this one's probably gonna be on the shorter side of podcasts anyways.
Yeah.
Because I'm not quite in the mood for doing a super long one like last time.
Mm.
Have you uploaded that one, by the way?
Yeah, that one's up. Because it's Sunday. We're filming this on the day that episode was uploaded.
Because I'm going to a trip to Wisconsin.
Yep.
Soon. Which I am excited for. It's one of the things I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, my family does that. Goes to Wisconsin a lot too.
It's just a nice state with a lot of nice places.
Mhm. Should we switch up topics?
Yeah, let's do a new topic.
What do we got on here?
I'll delete that one. We could do food opinions next.
All right.
Okay, so you got any? I have a lot for this one, but you got any strong food opinions?
I'll hear yours. See if that triggers something in my mind.
There's a lot of stuff that I do not like, and I can now add nectarines to that list. And
generally, I'll just kind of take anything as long as it's served to me. But if I'm making it, then I get super picky.
But there's a lot of stuff I just decided at some point in my life to just stop eating, and for some reason I keep doing that. I feel like recently I've gotten quite a lot better at eating more foods.
I
I want to try to like not hate sausage now.
I feel like most foods that I don't like, I'll just eat because I'm hungry.
Uh,
I just won't make
but
it for myself.
I don't like a lot of meats. I don't know why, but something about meat just doesn't.
I
It's
love
just
meat. I love
it's
myself
just
some good
a weird thing.
beef or chicken.
I mean, it's not because I pity the animal. I mean, I don't care if the animal dies.
Yeah,
To be
kill the
honest with
animals.
yeah, I agree. But the thing about meat is just kind of weird that it's coming from another body. Just the idea of that just kind of, cause like sometimes you taste some really weird stuff in your. Does that ever happen to you when you just taste some really weird stuff in like your beef or something?
You hit like a weird
Just
patch
some bad
and you don't know
chunks.
what it could
Yeah,
be.
just bad chunks. Yeah, that's what happened to a lot of meats, and that's kind of why I stopped eating them. That's why I don't like a lot of chicken stuff.
Chicken does have a lot of like weird parts, but
Mm,
I don't really think that much of it. It's probably just as edible as the rest of the chicken, but it's a weird texture.
yeah, cause do you ever just get those? The reason I don't like a lot of fried chicken, do you ever just get those weird chewy parts in it?
Yep, they
And like
they always
just
got the
Chick-fil-A.
weird chewy parts.
Yeah, whenever I taste one of those, I just stop eating that chicken entirely, and who, so yeah.
Mhm. I mean, I don't. I'll finish the chicken. I'll even chew up the chewy part and swallow that.
Mm. I mean, I hated Chick-fil-A for a while, but now I had a good thing on their menu. Their chicken wrap is very good.
I have
They have
not
very
had.
good chicken.
I've only had Chick-fil-A once, and I got the grilled chicken sandwich, and it was pretty good.
But I'm still yet to find anything I actually like on the KFC menu. I've only eaten there a couple times though, so
I never go to restaurants that specifically serve chicken.
yeah, I don't like them. Burger restaurants are more
I like
what I
them
go
just
to.
fine. Like I really enjoy chicken. I just kind of don't go to them. I don't put much thought into the decision to not go to them. I just don't.
Hmm, that's fair. What restaurants do you usually go to?
Usually it would just be like your average burger joint.
Yeah,
Wendy's would be my first choice.
it's hard to go wrong with. Actually, I can't quite say that. There's a lot of types of burgers I just do not like. Like there's specifically. Do you know those really cheap burgers that are extremely cheap?
um,
You know those ones?
I can't put my finger on what
Oh, you know the ones
you're.
we had at the rodeo,
Oh, those I don't mind those.
or or just do you know that type of
I
patty?
know exactly what you're talking about, but
But I just refuse to eat those. They just taste so horrible.
for some reason, just something about like eating something away from home, it just makes it just makes me feel better when I'm eating it. I just enjoy it more.
Huh? That's weird. Right now, I'm craving that. Do you know that Italian grilled cheese you talk about a lot
Yeah.
that you made? For some reason, I haven't even tried that, but I'm craving it, and I don't know why. A food I've never tried, I'm just craving.
It was pretty good.
I'm
I'm probably not ever gonna make it again though because I don't feel like it. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have not had a good appetite. I have not had very much of an appetite, so like
Yeah,
my
you
appetite's
were
actually quite back to
after
normal.
that the after the food poisoning. You were just talking about how you wanted vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, when I got home, I just ate a big plate of like every type of vegetable known to man,
Honestly, I can
which was
understand
very
that
nice.
feeling. Like you feel really gross, and it would. I'd imagine like feeling really gross and then eating vegetables afterwards would feel like the equivalent to feeling really thirsty and drinking water.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like that, and it's just nice.
Yeah.
And I've all I've eaten today is those vegetables, but somehow that kind of satiated me for a while. But now my mom makes a really good grilled cheese and tomato soup, so right now that's what I want.
Make it
I
Italian.
feel like my appetite is back to normal, but I just really do not want anything. I don't want anything like processed. Like my brain specifically does not want anything processed. Like if we're having frozen pizza for dinner, then I will just not eat it, just straight up. I do not want frozen pizza after that sleepover.
Yeah, that's fair. Just I can just imagine like because I've never had food poisoning, but I felt really bloated or just like ate just a little too much junk food and it just felt awful. And then like physically it felt physically terrible. But then I ate some like vegetables and stuff and it just felt so refreshing.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Another thing that made the sleepover even the amount of junk food I ate not even worse is the fact that I've really been trying to be healthier lately. I want to lose weight. I want to eat more vegetables. I just want to eat more healthy food in general. So that sleepover,
it messed you up.
we ate and I could not resist junk food. Like I have no self-control when it comes to junk food, pretty much.
Those Swedish fish really just got you. They got you good.
Honestly, I think I don't want to eat Swedish fish ever again, to be honest.
That was my first time trying Swedish fish. They're just kind of fine.
You like 'em? I mean, I thought they tasted super good, but now I never want them again. Like, never, ever, ever again am I gonna want Swedish fish.
Yep. That was actually a really random selection of snacks they had there.
Yeah, it was. A lot of them weren't that great. But I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah.
Complaining about the food another person gives you is that's just straight up like one of the worst things you can do.
Yeah, definitely. That's fair.
But if a sleepover has healthy food, I tend to like it more. If we at least have healthy options.
Yeah, that can be nice.
I do not understand how James just eats like that like 24/7.
Bringing this
Like,
back onto James.
I'm sorry. Never mind.
Uh-oh, we got quiet. So how was your day, man?
Good. That's a great way. I can probably talk about my food opinions, but at this point it would probably just be listing random stuff I don't like specifically, which wouldn't be that interesting. I could list a couple things like tomatoes. I really hate peas. But at least those are things I don't really hate. I'll eat tomatoes and peas if they're in stuff.
Yeah.
But like I just don't like them very much.
For me, I'll pretty much eat anything, but if I'm the one who has to make it, that's not happening. Like, I'll look in the fridge or, like, wherever we store food, and I'll say we don't have any food, but if someone cooks me something with what we have, I'll eat it right up.
Yeah, same. I mean, usually when I have no ingredients in the fridge to make stuff, I just kind of make myself eggs.
Oh yeah, eggs
You can
are a
never
good
go
last
wrong.
resort.
You can never go wrong with just scrambled eggs.
Mhm.
It tastes very good. It's satiating. It's healthy. It's just like awesome.
I have to
And
peek in the fridge a lot before I resort to eggs though, because it takes too much effort for me to cook.
Yeah. I don't like cooking usually, but it is kind of fun sometimes. Just sit down and cook something.
It can be fun,
With
but I wouldn't want to put
eggs,
a lot of effort into every single meal. I usually just have like microwavable frozens.
That sounds nice to just have, but like that sounds awful right now. A frozen meal sounds one good thing about eggs too is if you're making scrambled eggs, you could just like pretty much add whatever you want into that.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
often
true.
just add I often add vegetables. Another good thing I've been on a train of that I can kind of see the hype of is smoothies.
Oh yeah, I love
They
smoothies.
taste Yeah, you can add like as many healthy ingredients as you want, and half the time it won't taste bad. Like, I often add a whole bunch of spinach, a whole bunch of tofu.
Whenever we have frozen fruits in the house, I go crazy. I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Frozen fruits are fire. I usually have them in the house.
Especially when they got this strawberry and banana mix, and I can make the strawberry banana smoothies.
Oh yeah.
Set for
I
days.
okay. Strawberry banana smoothies are my go-to smoothies.
That's the good
But
stuff.
usually I add stuff to it to like make it healthier. I usually add tofu and kale.
I probably
Tofu,
should, but I do not.
yeah, tofu on itself is not very good though. I got to admit, like, tofu is just.
I've never tried tofu.
It's decent. It's not the worst.
Isn't it like eating a sponge? Or am I making stuff up in my head?
It is kind of like that. It's very hard to explain. It has very little flavor, but it's somehow yet very unpleasant to eat if you don't have it in something. If you put it in something, it can be fun to eat. But if you're just eating raw tofu, it's not that pleasant. But it's not made to be eaten raw, so that's probably why.
I never heard of putting tofu in smoothies either, but I guess that makes sense.
It's a good way to get protein.
Yeah, like you're not really gonna notice that.
One thing I always lack is just protein in general. My diet is very low protein usually.
I like to think that my diet has decently good protein, but I just eat a
Do you
lot
eat
of meat.
Yeah, meat is high. Meat is probably the best thing you want to go for protein, but there are other ways to get it.
Yeah.
But I just don't eat that much meat, and usually I don't go out of my way to get protein in other ways. So
Mhm.
it's not that healthy. I eat a lot better in the school year though, because when I'm in school, then I just eat a lot better because I pack my own lunch, or my parents still pack my lunch. As much as I don't like to admit it, it's true. My parents pack my lunch, but they know how to pack healthy stuff, which is very.
They know what they're doing. They know what
They
to
do
put
know
in your body.
They do know what to put in my body, and it's nice because it's healthy stuff. And it doesn't always taste that great, but it's not horrible.
Mhm.
I'd rather something taste bad but be healthy than something taste good but be unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's very hard to resist stuff that's unhealthy.
Uh-oh. It's happening. The silence.
Oh no!
No.
I thought you just cut off.
Oh.
Silence. It's fine. We've been on this topic for quite a while.
We have. We're already 30 minutes into this episode, and we've barely
That's
done any
good.
topics. We're doing crazy to this time. You know what I think? I think we're
Yeah.
getting better at podcasting. Subscribe
I
every
think
Sunday.
we are. Yeah. now I'm feeling it. I'm not feeling too good. I want food now. I really want good food.
You want to shove down some vegetables? Are you over that?
Yeah, I do. But right now, I actually think about a smoothie would be nice too. I specifically want grilled cheese and tomato soup.
I get some
'Cause my
very
mom
specific
makes-
cravings like that too.
Yeah, it's funny when I just crave sometimes I just crave the weirdest things.
I mean, I often
Like-
crave peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with sour cream and onion Lay's chips, just because I used to have that at my grandma's house a lot because they just had a lot of
Huh.
sour cream and onion chips.
I often crave orange juice.
Orange
Orange
juice.
juice is not. Yeah, orange juice is not that good unless you like have specific cravings for it. 'Cause
That's
it's
true,
very
actually.
craveable.
I agree with that completely.
It's not that great, but it just sometimes feels just so good to eat.
Yeah, it just feels so good to take in sometimes after a while of not having
Hmm.
it.
And one time I just craved Bran Flakes. Like, I was at driver's ed. I don't know why, but my brain really wanted Bran Flakes. I ran home to eat Bran Flakes, but when I checked the cabinets, there were no Bran
No.
Flakes, and I almost had a mental breakdown. I'm not even joking.
I've heard that
I
before,
almost had
but
a
I still
mental
just find it
break.
so funny, like
Yeah,
just the idea of craving bran flakes.
I almost had a mental breakdown because there were no Bran Flakes. Okay, I'm almost crying right now thinking about that moment.
I mean, the one time I was ready to settle for a sandwich and like I was in the mood for a sandwich, we didn't have bread. That was sad.
Yeah. But Bran Flakes are a thing I often crave. For whatever reason. They're just so satiating.
Is that something that you usually have in your house at all times?
Yeah. I used to eat them as a kid. I really did not like them, but for some reason now I love them.
The only things we really have in our house at all times is like summer sausage, peanut butter, maple syrup. I noticed we have a lot.
There's a lot of stuff that I have in our house at all times that I probably can't name it. We always have cereal.
The only
Oftentimes
cereal that we
Bran
have at all
Flakes.
times, and this only started being a thing recently, is grape nuts. We always have grape nuts now.
Oh yeah, Dangus loves grape
He
nuts.
does.
One thing I realized is that grape nuts are a lot like Bran Flakes in a lot of ways. They're full of fiber. They're healthy. I mean, Bran Flakes are healthy too.
It
Very healthy.
it feels like I'm
Which is good.
shoveling cat litter down my mouth, but it fills me up and I don't have to put work into it, so sometimes it's a nice meal.
Okay, now I hope we have Bran Flakes in my drawer because I want that too now.
All this talk about
After
bran
this-
flakes.
Yeah. Right after this, I'm craving a couple things. I'm craving Bran Flakes. I'm craving a good healthy smoothie, and I'm craving grilled cheese and tomato soup.
I always love with the smoothies. Those are always a
Oh
good
yeah.
time. Anything I make with a blender, whenever we get ice cream, I'm gonna make a milkshake.
Ice cream milkshakes are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But for some reason, my family always buys the worst ice cream. Like, at other people's houses, they have good ice cream, but our family just buys the cheapest ice cream possible, and it's just not good.
Our family only ever gets with this. There's no exceptions. They only ever get cookies and cream or vanilla. And you know, cookies and cream is a good flavor, but I've gotten so tired of it because if we're gonna get ice cream, it's gonna be that flavor.
I mean, we usually just get vanilla. Cookies and cream isn't often, but I still don't like mint chocolate chip, and that was one of the things like we got a lot of when I was.
Mint chocolate chip is like a special one for me. We never get that.
Oh, I hate mint chocolate chip. It's horrible.
I love it.
Do you like it? I mean, I guess it can be good, but it's just not. I just don't like it. That
You
much.
got overexposure to it. I mean, I don't hate cookies and cream ice cream, but we get it so much. Like it's mid at best for me.
Ah, mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Mint chocolate chip.
Okay, right now I also just want to watch the Angry Birds movie. Right now I'm just going through a phase where there's just so much stuff I want to do.
You gotta get
I
you
just
gotta get your Angry Birds movie DVD in. You gotta get your Bran Flakes on the bowl. You're gonna have a
and then
good
my
night.
smoothie, and then my grilled cheese, and then my grilled cheese and my tomato soup.
Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Just all the good food.
Yes, sir.
Yum yum yum. Who doesn't love good old food?
Mm-hmm.
We're already 41 minutes into our recording.
What?
I feel like we don't really need to get to an hour this podcast, since I really don't feel like going on for super long.
Yeah.
I feel like 50 minutes is personally my. I mean, an hour would be nice, but if we run out of stuff at around 50 minutes,
we
I'm
can
happy
strive
with
for an
that.
hour, but it won't hurt to end at 50 minutes. Not every episode has to be super long. You know, preferably most of them should be an hour, but there can be exceptions. Because I'm also really tired.
Yeah, the last one we did was an hour and 20 minutes, so I guess that can make up for
Yeah,
something
yeah.
a little bit
That
shorter
extra
than
10 or
average.
so minutes that episode had.
No, that had like 20 extra minutes
Well,
on the recording I saw.
I'm trying to... Oh, no. No, I forgot to turn my notification sound off.
Yeah, I heard I thought I did hear something in the background just there, and it was kind of funny.
That's going off right now.
What is your notification sound?
There's an eagle nearby. You know this.
Oh,
From
yeah,
Angry
oh,
Birds
yeah.
movie 2.
How did I forget that? There's an eagle nearby. There's an eagle. that scene is just so funny. Like it's just so funny.
Our friend Nick from our friends at A Full Load of Rubble podcast. They're not gonna like all these. Well, at least Nick, he's not gonna like all these Angry Birds references. You know, I love him. I love Nick, but he's got this thing where if the friend group enjoys something for too long, he starts to hate it, and that's become a thing with the Angry Birds movie now.
Huh. That's weird. Why does he not like that movie? I feel like that's the one inside joke in our friend group that just never dies.
I don't think it's that he doesn't like the movie. He's just sick and tired of us talking about it, and that's made it really funny to talk about it lately.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, recently I've watched the movie so many times. Like, I think I watched the Angry Birds
So
movie
much.
twice in like the past 2 weeks. So.
And we attempted to watch it when we were camping, in the super intense winds in the tent. You know, we made it pretty far.
But did it just eventually glitch out?
Yeah, it eventually glitched out. We would have watched the whole movie though.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I've started that movie like twice, but I never got farther than that
Oh.
in the past like couple weeks.
Is this the... Wait, what's this? What are you humming?
No, I just started singing. It's a song in Geometry Dash. You guys wouldn't care.
Of course, it's a song from Geometry Dash. I thought you were...
That game has a lot of good music.
You know, I thought you were at least humming a relevant song, like the travel song for like when they're making Mighty Eagle noises in the Angry Birds movie.
Oh yeah.
But nope, it's gotta be Geometry Dash.
Oh yeah, Elisha now hates that song. The
Yeah.
travel song.
He got
It
stuck
is a
in his
good
head.
song, though. I feel like this podcast is like the perfect people, since like if this was with Elisha, then it wouldn't be that interesting because I pretty much know everything about Elisha.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and it's fun it's very fun to talk to Elisha, but I feel like it wouldn't make that interesting of a podcast. But me and you are the perfect combination. We're good friends, we're very good friends, but we don't know everything about each other.
Yeah,
We
there's
don't
still
always
stuff
spend
to
every
learn about
second
each other,
together.
and that's always good in a podcast.
Yeah. So like this is like I feel like the perfect people for a good podcast in my opinion.
Yep. Which is why you should stay tuned in every Sunday at 12. 2 Poops in a Pod.
Tuned in every Sunday at 12.
Get us to
2 poops
Get
in
us to
a
20
pod.
subscribers. You know, we're inching our way towards 100. And then from 100 that goes to 1,000. From 1,000, that goes to
Oh yeah.
10,000. That's what we want. Get us to 10,000 subscribers. Two Poops in a Pod every Sunday at 12.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yep. It
Uh,
doesn't have to be at 12, by the way. But, we try.
how what have you done today after church?
Oh, I just crashed, dude. I just took out my phone and I just did nothing for the whole day.
I just slept. I tried to watch Gumball and I tried to watch. I started a couple movies, but for some reason the internet just did not work then,
I can
and so I just kind of just started.
I
Fall asleep.
cannot let myself fall asleep in the day or else I'm gonna mess up my schedule.
I've done that, yeah. My brain thinks it's a completely. I feel like I've gotten over that now, but when I woke up, I mean, at the beginning of the podcast, my brain was still a little messed up because I woke up. You know?
Yeah, I've had like after one of my
Don't-
all-nighters because I do that a lot pretty much every time I see my friends at this point. Uh I
Could you
struggle not to
could you
fall
say that
asleep.
again?
But like one of the times I did fall asleep and I woke up and it was 12 p.m. and I thought I woke up at 12 a.m. Wait, no, I did wake up at 12 a.m. and then I didn't know what to do because I was awake at 12. I freshly woke up at 12 a.m. and I couldn't just go back to sleep because I got a full night's rest.
I just had a good idea. After this, I'm gonna put bran flakes in a smoothie with tofu and spinach and bananas and strawberries and milk.
Oh, and then that's just the
with
drink
bran
to go with
flakes.
your grilled cheese and tomato soup meal.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that sounds so good.
You're gonna be,
Oh man.
you're having the dream night tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited to finish this podcast and eat a smoothie with bran flakes in it. Ah man.
It's gonna be good.
I mean, one good thing about getting sick is I'll probably at least lose some weight,
Maybe.
which is a goal I want. I really want to lose weight. I mean, everyone I talk to is just like, no, you don't want to lose weight, but like, I do.
I mean, if as long as you're not like still trying to lose weight when you're like average or under,
I'm gonna do my B reel right now. I'm gonna do my B reel. This is a perfect B reel.
Good content. Was it good? Was
I
it
don't
a
know
good?
how to
Was it
add-
worth it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to add a caption. It's not a very good one though. I'm just recording 2 poops in a pod. Oh, I did my B reel.
And people who are friends with me and you, they're gonna piece it together what 2 poops in a pod is because a lot of my B reels are editing 2 poops in a pod.
True.
We're
that's a
gonna
good-
get our
that's a
B
good
reel friends
point.
to watch 2 poops in a pod, and we're gonna get to 10,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I only have I don't have that many.
Listen,
B-reel
guys,
friends,
we're
though.
still gonna get we're still trying to get Muncher a wheelchair, okay?
Yeah. we need to set up a donation for me to get a
What
wheelchair.
should the sub goal be to start GoFundMe for Muncher's wheelchair?
1,000 subscribers.
All right,
can start a
at
GoFundMe
1,000
for my
subscribers, we'll
wheelchair.
raise money for a wheelchair for Muncher, okay?
It's still just so funny because it's like it sounds like it's something I really need, but it's just I just need a gaming
Okay,
chair,
to
man.
be honest though,
It's funny.
like jokes aside, if we are going to do this, like we we have to make it 100% clear that you do not need the wheelchair.
Yeah, totally. we could just say, I really, really want a wheelchair gaming chair. Because if we trick anyone, then that would be bad. Because we're honest people.
I mean, it would be funny, but also it would be a
funny.
scam.
We do not want to scam people.
We don't do that here at 2 Poops in a Pod.
everyone gets canceled for scamming people. Which ties it back to our last episode.
It always ties into a previous episode.
Mm-hmm. The next episode of this, I'm probably gonna have to record in Wisconsin.
Ooh.
But that won't
We
be
might
that
get
hard.
some bad audio quality from Muncher. Isn't that exciting?
It's so exciting. I watched the James one and it was decently interesting.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get tired. We've hit the 51-minute mark.
Yeah.
I mean, we can continue on a little bit, but like, I feel like this is the point where we can just end whenever we want at this point, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do number 7, or do you want to save that one?
Hold on, let me see number 7.
It's
I
things
feel
that
like
make you excited.
since we can end this episode at any point, it wouldn't hurt to save that one.
That's true. That's what I was thinking too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited to get a wheelchair. But after this, I'm just gonna do everything I want to do right now. I'm gonna watch the Angry Birds movie while watching Gumball on a different screen, and I'm gonna drink a smoothie with Bran Flakes with a grilled cheese.
You're
and
gonna
tomato
have it
soup on the
made, and then you're gonna take in too much
That
food,
was
and you're gonna get sick again and be miserable.
Oh gosh, I do not want that to happen. I haven't eaten that much today though, so it's probably fine if I eat a decently big meal.
Yeah.
If this meal's like over 1,000 calories, then I still have got under 2,000 for the day, because I've barely eaten anything today.
Just how I like it.
I'm kind of running out of stuff to say.
I am too.
Okay, do you want to do our outro?
Yeah, you want to
now?
give us an outro? I feel like I do it all the time.
Oh yeah. Guys, thank you for watching the video. Remember to like and subscribe, because we need to get to a point where we can give me a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm. 1,000 subscribers, and your reward for that will be getting the option to pay for Muncher's wheelchair.
Let's go. That'll be so exciting.
And then 10,000 subscribers, just a reminder, we will create a Patreon.
Here's one thing that we could do. We should have like a song for an outro. But as for now, we don't. So thank you for watching. Have a good day and goodbye.
Goodbye.